Friday, January 15th, the day that I leave my home and go out to college. For the first time in my life, I will be on my own, not under the roof of a parent's house. It is so weird seeing my room completely empty. I had stuff all over the walls, and now it's just empty. It really is the start of a new chapter. And now we leave home. The only place I really knew. Ready? My name is Cole Patterson, and I'm a freshman here at Ohio University majoring in strategic communications. Back in high school, I got really interested in the world of journalism and communications around my sophomore year. And so as an upperclassman, I ended up taking a bunch of multimedia classes, and therefore my interest in the field of journalism peaked. I was lucky enough to go to a high school that had a phenomenal journalism and media program, which allowed me to become very immersed in the field. In high school, I did everything from run a broadcast TV show, write and design for multiple publications such as our news magazine and online newsletters, and I even helped found and build our brand new radio station, which is known as WPLP The Pulp Student Radio.
Hey, what are you doing? You're supposed to be studying for a test.
I'm looking at WPLP The Pulp. It's our school's radio station. It's awesome.
Well, why didn't you tell me that? As long as you're listening to WPLP The Pulp, I'm okay with that. You just go ahead and do your thing there.
During my junior year, when it became time to look at colleges, I instantly began searching for who had the greatest journalism programs. I looked at a couple different colleges, most notably Kent State, which had a solid program and a good campus, and Columbia College Chicago, which definitely stood out just because of how unique it was, being in a big city and specializing completely in media and arts, but ultimately no college could compare to what I saw here at Ohio University. Now, once I got accepted to OU, I knew that this was the place I wanted to be. I had no doubts about that. During the summer of 2020, despite COVID, me and my future roommates were constantly planning everything from what our room would look like, what activities we would participate in, what clubs we would join, and even what classes we would take. Everything was looking up until August, when we realized our college experiences were going to start a little later than when we anticipated. Being home for the first semester of college was certainly a challenge. I think it was for everybody not on campus. It was hard to maintain both motivation and focus, but ultimately what kept me going was the hopes of getting to campus come spring semester. As soon as I saw the news that we would be allowed to come to Athens in January, I knew that things were looking up. I knew that as soon as I arrived on campus, my life would change drastically. What is college like? It's a whole different world than what you're compared to. How so? You have a lot more freedom than what you're used to, and I mean a lot more. Complete control, but also with that, a lot of responsibility. Your actions can also have bigger rewards, but also bigger consequences. Well, what's it like experiencing all these changes once you get to college? It's honestly a bit hard. Not only do you have to deal with adapting to a new living environment, but you also have to figure out the impact you want to have on the world, all while you are getting introduced to so many new people and so many new things at once. That sounds very hard. Yeah, it's definitely hard. Will I make any mistakes in the future? Of course you will. Everyone will at some point. Whether big or small, you're bound to mess up eventually. How do you feel about that? Well, if you learn and reflect on that mistake, you can generate a good outcome. So, it's common to make mistakes? Of course it is. Very interesting.
Whenever you are.
And go ahead. All right, go ahead and introduce yourself.
All right, my name is Jacob Myers. I'm a freshman here at Ohio University, and I am pursuing a dual degree in strategic communications as well as sports management with a specialization in marketing.
I'm Mari Stonecypher. I'm a freshman, and I'm a double major in psychology and sociology criminology.
Hello, my name is Dominic Bartolome. I'm a freshman, and I'm majoring in international business in the College of Business at Ohio University.
Since I've gotten to college, I've seen myself as a lot more of a social person. I've met a lot of different people that I typically wouldn't have associated myself with at home.
My life at college is a lot more fast-paced and independent than it was at home.
I think that since I came to campus, I have received a bit more freedom overall, but it's also been a little bit challenging just adapting to the responsibilities that were placed on me.
Back at home before I was able to come here while other people were off on campus, I was pretty lonely and I didn't really have much to do, considering I was stuck at home doing work when everyone else was on campus. But since I got here, I've been able to be social, meet tons of new people, and make these relationships that I know that'll last me for the rest of my life. And it's something that I'm really appreciative of right now.
I have a lot of freedoms at home, but here at college I have a lot more, and I had a lot of more responsibilities at home through work and everything, but I also have a lot more responsibility with my schoolwork here on campus.
Since I arrived at campus this semester, I think I've gotten to take on a bit more responsibility.
When I first got here, I was pretty shy. I didn't really know who I was or if I really wanted to go into a sports marketing field, which is what I'm going into now. But since I've gotten here, I've met a lot of new people that have similar interests as me and want to do similar things in the future.
Being here on campus has made me a lot more social. Being at home, I was already a pretty social person, but being in the college environment, there's a lot of more opportunities to meet new people from all across the country, even like the world. So especially being in a dorm, I want to take that chance to be able to meet everyone on my floor. Anytime I pass someone on the street, I like to say hi, even if I don't know them, because college is your time to make those lifelong friendships.
Unfortunately, this year seems to be a little bit different with entirely virtual classes. Hopefully next semester will be a little different and I'll actually get that in-person connection.
So that's really bolstered my own belief in myself and me, so I feel like I'm confident in what I'm going towards. And in the process, met tons of new people that I will have lasting relationships with for the rest of my life and become good friends with. And that's something that I really missed before the semester, not being able to be here.
Have you made any mistakes since being here on campus? Do you feel like you've made any mistakes since you've been here on campus? Yes or no? Mistakes. It's something that every college kid makes. Well, actually every human being, but especially college kids. Me, myself, am no different. Since arriving here on campus, I can unfortunately say that I have fallen victim to making a few mistakes myself. Brown Hall, what I consider to be one of the greatest residence hall communities on campus, wasn't always that way. You see, for the first month or so, every resident of Brown Hall just seemed to go about their business, minding themselves. Therefore, it was a tough environment to meet people. It's in these moments of vulnerability that mistakes are made most commonly. I found myself looking to create a sense of community. However, I tried to first do so in a way that ended up being a little bit inappropriate and just straight up not okay. I had an incident, one that looking back on did not represent my true core values. It was an incident that I would not like to relive, especially in front of someone I really care about, or certainly respect. To share what the incident was, I happened to move a pong table right here into the Brown Hall communal shower area. Like I said before, a mistake that was both disrespectful and inappropriate. It was one of those in-the-moment things, something that I thought would be a good idea, I thought it would be funny, and I thought it would capture the attention of many. Which it did, but for all the wrong reasons. It was an incident that I wish I never did. It was a mistake. Looking back on this mistake, I guess I was just trying to be somebody else, because that incident does not represent who I am or what I'm all about. It doesn't represent my core values. It doesn't represent who I am as a person. In fact, it was a terrible way to represent our school. So one thing I've learned from this is that there are a variety of different ways that I can represent our school better and even support fellow Bobcats. Time to buy tickets. Game 2. Your order is confirmed.
These 2 of 3, 2 of them.
This is my core value. Well, as a matter of fact, it's actually 5 different values, or 5 different pieces. 5 different values that represent me. The first value is responsibility. 3 ways that I can demonstrate responsibility are understanding what I did wrong, not blaming, not pointing fingers, and accepting the outcomes. My second core value is honesty, and ways I can demonstrate honesty are by being real, not justifying, keeping my word and staying true, and also not making excuses. My third core value is relationships. I can demonstrate relationships by surrounding myself with good people, showing appreciation for the good people around me, and having open and honest communication. After all, open and honest communication is the key to any healthy relationship.
And then we lost the first ever game 4 times straight, then missed on the 25th.
My fourth core value is self-respect, and I can demonstrate self-respect by not letting others define me, learning to say no, and being willing to accept realities. My fifth core value is knowledge, and I can demonstrate knowledge by showing what I've learned from mistakes I've made, applying the knowledge I've learned to new decisions I make, and by sharing the knowledge I have with others. These are my values, and this is what defines me. Now, do better. I can do better by showing these values that I've just shown you.
Shoot me down, bang, bang. 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 Shoot me down, bang, 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 bang.
Ain't shady, baby, I'm hot like the prodigal son. Take a bite to leave me, meeny, money, mo, and flower. You're the chosen one.
All right, boys, we're here. Let's go, go Buckeyes! Yes.
How do you feel about halftime, Cedric?
It's pretty tough right there. The Bobcats, they've gotten pulled from shooting. I know there's been this trend in the tournament where every team has had a 4-minute drought. Well, it feels like the Bobcats have had an 8-minute drought. There's a whole half of basketball left. You got to keep cheering for our Bobcats, and we're going to fight to the end. Let's go.
Let's go. 65-52 with 3 minutes and 25 seconds remaining in the game. We got to work a miracle. We have to.
Hey, we need a little bit of that March Madness, man. Anything can happen, man. We need some of that Dick Vitale. Are you serious? Are you serious?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Defense! Defense!
That was a little bit brutal.
It was.
Jacob, a little bit brutal.
But you know what? What I gotta say is Sayla be second place. Sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some. And the Bobcats, they really overachieved. They beat the defending national champion Virginia Cavaliers. That's a pretty big upset. Not a lot of people predicted them to even make it to the round of 32. So for the fact they went to the round of 32, they fought to the end. They were able to get the lead to only down to single digits for Creighton. They put a lot of heart, they put a lot of fight into the season. So we should be proud of our Bobcats for finishing in the top 32 in college basketball. It's not bad.
Absolutely.
Top
We're still
32.
proud of our Bobcats. We love them. All right, we leave the field house. Field house.
Salt.
Our quick trip to Indianapolis was a great way for us to show how to represent OU well. It was a trip that I could demonstrate my 5 true core values on. Overall, I'm really glad that I got to make this reflection assignment and take the time to reflect on what I did wrong in the incident I had, and show a good way that we can represent our school better and how to support fellow Bobcats. There is one thing that I will promise at the end of this movie, and that is, I will do better. And that's a promise from me. But it's also a promise that I think we should all hold ourselves accountable for. We should all try our best to do better. And, oh yeah, go Bobcats.
What I'm doing is right. It feels good, so guess it's fine. You don't like it, we can fight. If you can't tell, I'm done with telling lies. Done with tears up in my eyes. I ain't faking no more smiles.